And yes, Dancing Fool, I did notice that if you set Flak 88 as your secretary in Ash Arms, she's animated. The Live 2D isn't very good, though. It's just kind of there. It looks like a proof of concept. But, well, all the other games are doing it. The VTubers are basically creatures of Live 2D. This is only going to go up, I suppose. This is only going to get more and more common, and really it already is incredibly fucking common. You just have to pay for most of these things. But anyway, right. So, less anime girls. Anime girls at home, in the bar, deployments to questionable areas to suppress rebels with $1,000,000 equipment. Now. Yes. Now. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am your host, Phontomen, and today we were going to kind of just sit in a corner and play the showcase missions for Aircraft and Arma 3, just so I could get a little bit more prepared to potentially actually use the Phantom in the JTG server when they're running Prairie Fire's Mike Force, because there aren't any pilots in JTG aside from Sydney, and Sydney is almost exclusively a helicopter pilot. So that Phantom, I knew, was just going to be sitting there, doing nothing whenever we were running JTG operations or doing anything on the server, because, well, JTG is mostly an infantry outfit, and, you know, the people that follow around Jack are mostly all infantry outfits, and they don't really like to do these big combined arms things unless they have a shit ton of people, which is kind of scattershot. So there aren't really any openings for, you know, Air Forces in these, mostly in what they play. However, Mike Force just hands you a Phantom. It's gonna sit there on that runway. It's going to be there whether or not anyone can fly it. So then I thought, well, we got a bunch of people who run around and die repeatedly in bushes down there, as we saw while playing the other day, so, what if I do something else? However, the Phantom is kind of suspect because basically all the weapon systems are controlled by the Rio in the back, aside from the missiles, ironically, because it's the one thing the Rio actually has control over exclusively in real life. So, Phantom's a two-seater, so I'm gonna need to drag someone along to get the most out of that plane if we do something. However, it's probably going to be Martin, and I trust Martin to push a bunch of buttons and, you know, drop napalm canisters on it on VC. He could do that. The important thing, though, is flying. I need somebody who's gonna not crash the plane. So, that's what I was going to be doing, or training to do. One day, one bright, warm summer morning, I was going to be, you know, newly minted as a pilot. Totally. We'll see about that, though. But, so, showcases. Right, so, Arma has a lot of potentially, or rather, essentially, demo missions for most of the things. So you've got the drone demo mission, which is funny as hell because you go full servant and basically level a city, or, well, not level a city, but kill basically everyone in it. There's the tanks, which, I don't have the tank DLC, but you can, whatchamacallit, you can more or less test out tanks in, you know, all positions. And tanks in Arma and Operation Flashpoint are actually rather simple to operate. It's just that you could very easily get yourself into an incredibly lethal situation and die instantly. So that's kind of the thing about this game. And then there's also helicopters and every other, you know, all the other things. But we are more concerned with fixed wings and also, well, fighter jets, because I did buy the jet DLC because I wanted the drone plane. But we'll do fixed wings today because it's more or less exactly what we're going to be doing in the Phantom because, well, I'm kind of cheating with some knowledge. There's no NVA Air Force, so, there ain't no MiG-21s up there, or anything. So the Phantom doesn't actually have any air-to-air threats, and so being good at air-to-air isn't a problem, or rather a concern, yet. There still are angry telephone poles. But that's, again, a ground-pounding sort of situation to be concerned about. So, maybe they will add an air threat? Maybe one day, we'll see what they manage, but for right now, the Phantom just kind of sits there as a god dropping, you know, canisters of jelly gasoline on people. So, why not learn how to actually play that role, So, what we're going to do, we're going to play the Fixed Wings Showcase, and then fly a stealth A10, which they call the 192, wipeout, right? I forget the actual designation. But I think it's called a wipeout, which... What? Yeah, well, hello, sir. Ye to you, too. Welcome back, version. Apparently there are MI2 loadouts with Strela, so chopper threat. Yeah, but is this... Yes, the MI2 could look up at the Phantom and fire a Strela. However, actually killing the Phantom is... It's a kind of a hard sell. I mean, stranger things have happened in Arma. However, that's not exactly the biggest threat in the world. You don't really need to fire a Sparrow at that from, beyond visual range to knock that shit out. It's more of a, am I flying a helicopter? The Phantom is just kind of sitting there as the king of a power curve that the AI and VA have really no counter to, because the AI cannot fly planes. Yet, anyway. They can do it in the base game, though, which is why we're here. So, the situation on Altus here in the base game of Arma is, who cares, because no one actually really plays base game Arma, or cares about the fanfiction lore that Bohemia Interactive wrote. They made a big landmass, they made up some fucking names, and they made pretend wars. However, well, I should probably respect them a little bit more, because I made I don't even have a landmass yet for Sylvanas and Voskrestia, but I did make a big pretend war. Are you practicing for the Prairie Fire DLC? Yes. Mainly just for ground pounding and also learning how to not crash a plane into the ground. I've ran this mission, I kind of know what to expect, but now we just need to, push the boundaries without destroying the multi-million-dollar aircraft. So, the general idea is that, there are some artillery placements over here that we don't want, existing anymore. So that's going to be our main objective. Plus a supply convoy that's going to be running from there to here. So obviously, with the enemy, having no Air Force whatsoever, they're actually a pretty good stand-in for the NVA here. It's actually kind of funny. So, there are ground threats they can shoot at us. We will have to use countermeasures to avoid missiles, but, this is essentially just, go strafe a couple of convoys on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and then maybe knock out an emplaced artillery piece somewhere. War never changes, huh? War really never... Things get different, but they stay the same. Okay, so... We're going to begin here, and this mission is relatively simple. We basically just go to a crate and then get in a plane. So, we do that, and then we just, get in the air and then proceed to start leveling the countryside north of that green line on the map. So I'll run this once, and then we'll go see what the hell's going on with JTG. Multifunction display, which don't... I mean, they work, but I'm never really looking at them. But maybe that's because I'm inexperienced.
We're relying on you, Captain. Good
yes,
luck.
Yes. Me. Mike Arma. Just like John Halo and, Bob Counter-Strike. Right, so... This is our nice little airfield. Wow, I turned up the sensitivity just to, make the planes control a little better with mouse and keyboard. Wow, that, whoa, Jesus, that's up there. The good thing there's a DPI button on my mouse. So it goes from fast to I turn around, I move the mouse 1 inch and do a 360-degree turn. That's good for planes, but, infantry I'm gonna have to be a little bit more, sedate about that, bit slow, bit more precise. Right, so this incredible dramatic music as I walk over to here, this crate where they are carrying actually incredibly expensive fucking equipment, just kind of sitting here. Yeah, so, the funny thing about this is we're using incredibly, a near future to future tech here in Arma 3. So, funny enough, this is actually way fucking easier than playing Prairie Fire. Because you're flying a Phantom in, the 1960s. It's all fucking analog. So, there's a lot of easy things. There's a lot of creature comforts in the Wipeout over here that the Phantom just don't fucking got. So it's kind of, it really is like playing, a tutorial mission, and then, proceeding to get into the main campaign where they don't, like, put, giant obvious fucking markers on everything on, every enemy unit on the ground and stuff like that. We're gonna have to use our fucking eyeballs when we're playing the Phantom, which is something I'm gonna have to train into me, but actually part of training is having some some assistance to know, oh, well, that kind of murky little blob moving around is probably a tank. I should probably pay attention to that, and oh, that's smoke, and green smoke is, where my friends say that they're holed up. Don't strafe that. Alright, so this is it's an A10. This is an A10 with fucking angled engine nacelles. This is Bohemia's idea of the future of warfare, where we're not getting this. The A10's probably not going to be replaced with a different A10. They're probably going to place it with a drone or just another multi-role aircraft, or obsolete the entire idea entirely. Just use other things like drones and multi-role aircraft. So this is kind of goofy, but yes, a 164 wipeout. I guess we're calling it the Beach Boy. And yes, also the tutorial key bindings are that the tooltips are unmapped, which is Bohemia. I'm using completely default controls. What are you doing? Right, so I've taken the liberty of modifying the controls to make it a bit simpler, and by a bit simpler, I mean it's War Thunder. So W is throttle up, S is throttle down, A and D bank left and right, and it's as close to mouse control as I can possibly get. So I didn't have to put G for gears though. That's default. So right, engine on, and then everything is all nice and happy here. Got these
Avenger
nice.
1, starting engines. All systems functional. Ordnance is ready and armed.
Understood, Avenger. You have permission to take off.
It's got these nice multifunction displays that actually do
Copy
work.
that. Avenger rolling to runway 2.
So this does actually display the weapons that we do have on the aircraft. So whatchamacallit? Of course, they're not named what they're supposed to be named. So you kind of have to guess the first time what the fuck it is. But GBU is typically a bomb. The Macers are the Mavericks, those things, and then the Falchions, or I can never remember how to fuck to pronounce that. It's a fucking Sidewinder. It's a fucking AM-9X. So, Jesus Christ. But hey, don't want to, we cannot under any circumstances pay Boeing or Raytheon. We can't. We have to save all of the money. Right, so, now, let's get moving here. Alright, so, third-person view for the sake of it. Taxi on down the runway, but you see, this is kind of funny. This is somewhat what I kind of want out of War Thunder in a lot of ways, in terms of like, hey, I can have a detailed ground strike mission where I, actually accomplish a mission wherein I use my aircraft to shoot at things on the ground and not play a game of Counter-Strike with a bomb that doesn't work. But I just never get what I want where I want it, huh? I gotta play Arma. So, roll on down the runway here, and that Joker's blocking the runway, so we have to skedaddle on here to runway 2, and then we can get off the ground. Okay, bring it online, and congratulations, we successfully lined up with the runway. We actually look like a pilot. So, right, so control mouse wheel down brings the flaps down to take off position, and, don't think we're gonna have any problems here, because the AI just kind of stands in place. It's too, having them cause problems is actually more work, and, we've got, they've got time, and other considerations, Bohemia to worry about. So, throttle up, and off we go. Now, also, while, fucking around here, I figured out that mouse, like, the side buttons for my mouse actually control the FOV. So, I don't have to jam the right button like an idiot, trying to get the thing to jam, to zoom in anymore, on the ground, at least. That's one thing that kind of always annoyed me about playing infantry. I couldn't fucking see anything, but that doesn't really change up here. But, so, we are off the ground, gear comes up.
Avenger 1 in the air.
Flaps come up.
We'll be watching you on the radar. Good hunting, Captain.
And we're off and away. Right, so we're here. Our objectives are in the loading screen because, well, I like checkpoints, but that's rather inconvenient. But okay, so, right, objectives are over here, and this one over here that is moving. So we're gonna fly over there and then proceed to strafe everyone on the ground. And yes, amazing Battlefield 3 era-esque
Radar
techno
just picked
music.
up a contact far in the northeast.
Uh-huh.
It's flying low and heading southwest. Definitely a helicopter.
Avenger, they probably want to deploy troops or drop supplies on greenbacks on this part of the island. Try to intercept them. Don't forget that the supply convoy remains your primary target.
Understood, sir. Nice view from up here.
Right. So yes, they throw a helicopter at you. So, we're going to switch to... Where is the button here? I'd like to press the... But there it is. Switch to, their Sidewinders.
Woo! This is some speed!
Says the A-10 pilot just puttering along. Right. So, it is R to lock target. And... Box 2.
Direct hit. Avenger to crossroads. Enemy helo successfully hit with an AA missile. It's going down.
Good work, Captain. Now, focus on your primary targets.
Yes, I hit a defenseless air target with an auto-tracking heat-seeking missile. Technology! It's like I really didn't have to do any fucking work. You know, give me a laptop and make this a drone mission. I wouldn't even have to get out of fucking bed in the morning. The future of warfare, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about doing things and not really doing anything exciting. Doing things without doing things. But, huh. Hello? I spy a boat. This is the other end of the island, so everything over here is hostile. Alright, so we're gonna go in for guns. Ah, eat shit, okay.
Be advised, Op 4's got one ship less.
Copy, Avenger. Continue on mission. Crossroads out.
Okay, so now we're doing things a little bit more dangerously. Again, shooting down at defenseless targets that are kind of helpless as we dive in them. But hey, we didn't slam into the fucking water, so there you go. Okay, so there's our main targets, or rather, one of our main targets. I think that's the convoy, so... Falchion Macer, right, okay. You see? Okay, 4 trucks at a convoy. But you see, they have white dots on top of them, because modern technology points them all the fuck out. That's a missile. Whoa! Yeah, okay, we're good. Mashing C for countermeasures. It's almost like we're really playing War Thunder, except you actually get a warning. Because modern technology, again. Okay, so... Lock. What is it, rifle? Right? Air-to-ground missile? Okay, so that is one vehicle, dead. Okay. All around here. The only problem is, unlike War Thunder, we can't really... Well, I could mount the controls, however, the Arma is such a fucking complicated game that you have to have so many fucking key bindings. So you can't really just kind of, you know, rebind literally everything and expect it to kind of work. I don't know if I hit that. That didn't seem to want to lock. The missile got confused. But hey, apparently I caused a traffic jam. So you know what, let's see here. 2. Actually, yeah, holy shit, those are actually, interesting. So the one, well, actually the one's the gun. That doesn't actually do that. But, so the 2 button is the actual 2 position on the pylon. So that's the rockets. So actually, yeah, that lines up with what's on the screen. How about that? But 3 switches between the air-to-ground missiles and, you know, the air-to-air missiles. So I suppose that's how that works. So, interesting. Again, information that's going to be kind of worthless in the Phantom, but oh well. But, okay, here's some rockets. Yeah, those were AP. can't see them over my fucking cockpit, or rather over the chair. This is one of the other major issues of why I never really got into this, because head tracking is kind of a must with these sorts of situations if you're going to be responding in any way, quickly. Okay, step on the air brake here just to make the turn a little bit tighter. As much as a realistic game as Arma 3 is, it kind of runs on Battlefield logic, but okay, that entire convoy is just kind of sitting there, so. Little low. But that's all the HE rockets. Did I get them? Does command consider them dead? Do I have to go in for another gun run? Okay, they're burning, but they're still on radar here, so I guess they're still counted as alive. Okay, that one's realized that they're fucked, so it's running. Okay, that one's alive. Okay, but you see, the thing is, if I'm doing this in an op in Vietnam, obviously I'm not gonna have these markers, so this is just kinda, some of it's relying on information and, helpful tool tips and indicators that I won't have, but learning how to strafe something and not smash into the ground is helpful. So, I guess that this man is the one who tried to escape and then proceeded to stop. Jesus fucking Christ, that sensitivity, but I suppose it's partially the recoil of the fucking Gowie.
I've neutralized all enemy support vehicles. They won't reach the front line.
Excellent work, Avenger. This should hold up their counterattack until our reinforcements arrive.
Okay, right. So, just kind of spraying the Gauade everywhere, but I suppose that's the thing about the Gauade. You're really supposed to spray it fucking everywhere because, well, it's not exactly a precision weapon. Okay. Destroy self-propelled guns. Resupply, optional. Well, we've got plenty of ordnance, so we don't need to land. However, we probably should consider landing because, learning how to land. So probably, actually, you know what, I'm gonna do that, even though I don't really need to. Okay, so... Gets turned around, we're heading south. That's the northern part of the island, so if we head this direction, that's the airfield. Right. Can I assign the thing? Double-clicking on it doesn't work, but I guess I'm just gonna have to fly over there. Fancy 2033 A10, and it don't even have flight assist that neutralizes the recoil impulse on the plane when the one from 2000's already
Hawkeye
does.
to Crossroads. We've just found one of the artillery systems. We don't have any means to destroy it, but we can laser designate it for Avenger.
Well, you know what, let's
Understood,
go.
Hawkeye. Avenger, it's time to use some heavy ordnance.
Laser-guided bombs, or
Crossroads.
why aim?
Avenger, approach from the northeast. We're designating it from this direction. We've also marked its position on GPS. Over.
I'm approaching from the south, and you're gonna deal with it. Oh. And then I click outside the screen. Whoops. Right, so it's there. Okay, so the wonderful thing, the wonderful, wonderful thing about modern technology is, yet again, you see it's even on the radar. So, even though it's right on top of the radar, that's kind of counterintuitive, but I don't even need to aim. So, 2 bombs.
Good hit, Avenger. Hawkeye out.
Again, modern
Avenger
technology.
Crossroads. One artillery piece found and destroyed. How copy?
Good work. Now, locate and neutralize the second. Over.
But again, laser designated and laser guided bombs. These are things the Phantom will not be doing. It's so easy, though. It's almost a fucking power fantasy. Honestly, this looks like Ace Combat in comparison to the operations the Phantom's gonna be running. And because I don't actually have control over most of the ordnance without, manually trying to aim it, Martin's, I'm seeing a lot of, I can't see shit from the back seat from Martin. So, things are gonna get even more complicated because you got two people trying to do one job. Okay. Are these fuckers hostile? That's green. Okay, what's that? That appears to be hostile. It says the magical omniscient minimap, so. Rifle.
Avenger to base. Enemy IFV neutralized.
Well done. Carry on.
Okay, so the artillery vehicles are over there, but let's attempt landing. Let's see here. Where is the fucking runway? Oh, there it is, right? Over the fucking bow, as usual. Okay, so let's slow down. Slow down. We want to slow the fuck down. Just gonna have to drop the fucking throttle. We're coming in way too fucking fast, but as usual, me doing things right. Well, it's mostly on the ball. It's just really goddamn fast. Okay. Load up on TV bombs. Who needs to see from the back seat when you can bomb, when the bomb has an eyeball for you? We do have hobos, which are basically just worse walleyes. So we do get those. Okay, on the ground. That's the C button. I think I'm playing War Thunder. Do you know why I pressed the C button? Because I wanted to look around. But C is countermeasures, and Alt is that button now. Holding Alt lets you look around, which I was also mashing to try and, to unlock the view, but you only have to hold it. So, again, War Thunder trained some impulses that do still kind of work for Arma. But, it's just that the buttons are different. They do the same things, it's just that you gotta have to train, to reach for different buttons. But see, wasn't that nice? We went on a nice, mostly uneventful ground attack mission. But it wasn't exactly, completely boring. Someone did shoot at us. I'd like these experiences more in War Thunder, not necessarily the ho-hum operations, but the actually going out and having a reasonable chance of coming back to rearm and then thus having to, manage the fucking aircraft more. Like, fuel being a consideration other than taking the absolute minimum of fuel you can get away with for games that end in less than 10 minutes. Sometimes even less than that, depending on how dumb the team is. I'd like to actually feel like I'm in an aircraft, and I feel like I'm having to manage said aircraft and take care of that aircraft for the duration of me playing, and not be, not play a one and done, first-person shooter, which is basically what War Thunder is. But in order to get that, I have to come into Arma, which is a considerably more complicated game, which this annoys me. Sir, Warning, bunny crossing. Get out of here before you're ingested into my fucking engines. See, it's eventful. I get shot out by some asshole with a man-pad. I almost run over a bunny on the fucking taxiway. You see, welcome to the amazing life of fighter pilots. Okay, so where the fuck is the rearm point here? Okay, it's down the road. Okay, so we're gonna be taxiing, and we gotta taxi all the way to fuck back. Well, we could manage that. It's gonna be kind of awkward, but I suppose I can, whatchamacallit, they could push me back, right? They could set me back, turn me around, put me back on the runway. Because I'm seeing, how do I reverse, aside from, attempting to reverse thrust, which, not sure this game will let me. Okay, so which one is it? It's this one. Okay, we come in for a nice pit stop here. There we go. Oh, fade to black. Isn't that nice? Wow, it's almost like I'm really playing War Thunder. Thanks, Bohemia. It's almost like that I'm really playing War Thunder, guys. Wow. All I need is a timer at the bottom of the screen telling me how many seconds, you know, I'm in danger of being strayed from the runway. Oh. Sometime later, after the boys were done, you know, unpacking the Sidewinders and Mavericks onto the wings. Oh! Well, how about that? Now, can I do that repeatedly? No, actually, you only get one. Okay. Hopefully they give me another one, but yeah, okay. That is essentially just War Thunder logic. Okay, so...
Avenger 1 ready to take off. Awaiting clearance.
Permission granted, Avenger. Come back in one piece again.
Guardian? Well, you're not a cute girl, but thank you. It's nice to feel wanted. So... Flaps to takeoff, and... I'm assuming that's takeoff. And throttle to full. So these are things we will actually have to be doing in, you know, while playing Mike Force if we're going to be flying. I should probably figure out exactly how to put my camera all the way back over here because, while it's kind of hard to read the displays, I don't really need them. And, additionally, the Phantom doesn't really have any HUD information to digest. So really, looking at the game like this is really the optimal way of playing the Phantom. You kind of just need to have your eyeballs with, you know, as much, you know, as much range of view and field of view as you possibly can get. The gun sight really isn't that big of an issue, and you can also just press this button to zoom right in. You really only have a gun sight, and that's it. Is there a toggle here? So hang on. Right. Is there a stick for this? Is there a toggle feature for this one? Let's see here. Plane movement, no. Common, a view. Aim up, right, so it'd be, let's see, tactical view, zoom, temporary, mouse button, look, left alt, look up, look right. Zoom in, there we go. Zoom out, toggle, right. We're gonna get rid of that. And we're just gonna have mouse button 4. So it will toggle out to mouse button 4. Well, you can toggle that out, toggle it to standing out and then in center, but really I'm never really going to be in center. I'm just going to be either, hey, I'm back here, or, oh, I need to see something. Yeah. Okay, I killed the thing. Yeah. So, okay, it also defaults to center anyway. Okay, so that's something we're going to probably actually need. Okay, so, let us remove an artillery piece, wherever the fuck it went. So do we have anything down there? Anything at all? I got a white dot. Several white dots. Huh. Were they hostile? I don't know.
Crossroads, be advised. Enemy light armor knocked out.
They're in the enemy AO. Targets of opportunity. I'm gonna have...
Crossroads. Second artillery system destroyed.
Oh!
I'll copy.
Outstanding work.
I did get it. How about that? That was one of the magical dots down there. But that's the thing, I should have visually acquired it because I'm going to have to rely on visual acquisition when I'm actually doing ground strikes. So that's a little bit too, I am an omniscient tech overlord. I'm an Elon Musk throwing, air to as I was saying, air-to-ground missiles at you while not even only having to slightly regard your presence as a thing. Okay, so right on, good. again, that's a white dot, so I'm gonna have to get used to
Crossroads to
spotting
Avenger.
things without the
Guerrilla
white
group
dot,
ran
but
into a greenback squad a few minutes ago.
doing it with training wheels
They're
is
in
the first step to doing it without, I suppose.
175190, hiding in an old construction site and yacht club nearby. They don't have enough firepower to finish them off. If you have some ammo left, you could interdict.
Understood, Crossroads. I'll give it a try.
So I have
Once
plenty
you
of
get
ammo.
close, they'll designate target positions with orange smoke and their own with green ones. Aim carefully. Do not hit the friendlies.
Okay, so something somewhat reminiscent of the things we will actually be doing when we're called in for actual close air support. So I'm not going to get any magic markers here. I'm getting an area where the enemies are, and I'm going to have to guide my, ordnance by smoke. Which is exactly how you would do this if we were playing with JTG and whatnot. So, let's see here. All right, boys, where's the smoke? I see fire. Okay, we're gonna have to circle around here until we see some actual positive ID. We're looking for orange smoke. And there is the orange smoke, and there's the green smoke. Okay, so bomb the orange smoke, do not bomb the green smoke. Very simple. I'll have you know, I actually looked at some of the pages for the A10 coloring book. I kind of know what I'm doing. So, well, we've got bombs. So, I guess we're gonna level some of this area. Okay, so we can get a little bit more space. You see, this is my thing with flying. War Thunder's taught me to be dangerous and impatient. So setting up for proper attack runs and proper landing runs is kind of like, oh my god, I'm wasting so much time, when that's actually the safe way of doing things, and you're going to be absolutely, you're going to be yelled at and probably demoted if you keep doing this shit in real life. Okay, so that's an air-to-air missile. Where the fuck did that come from? Fucking. That's supposed to be our territory. Who the fuck shot me who the fuck shot that at me? Okay, so that's plenty of space now. We've got a wonderful, wonderful approach vector here. Plenty of time to line up the magic green line and blow the building to smithereens. Okay, so. Right, so where is the dot? Where's the thing? Right there, there it is. Okay. This is gonna be kind of touchy, but there we go. Okay, never got the velocity and. Well, 1, 1. Well, 2 and then 1. That probably hit them. If I could kind of nose over. Oh, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Jesus Christ, this is where head tracking in VR show their worth. Can't see shit. Can't see any smoke. Also, one of the other unfortunate problems with flying and yet another air fucking man pad. Where the fuck are these people? That maybe is the VC experience, I suppose. I don't see the building anymore. Actually, yeah, no, we knocked out the entire fucking building. Actually, no, there it is. Okay, that bomb did not skip into the friendlies. That was probably a absolutely terrible approach vector for that, but we're fine. Okay, so air-to-air missiles won't do anything because there isn't anything to get a hard lock on. Okay, so I guess we're going in for rockets. And let's see here. Touch. And yeah, that building is still intact, so. Okay, that's generally the entire area. So one of those hard points is probably knocked out. Probably. But you see, this is kind of the reality of air combat. I won't have an award thing pop up. I won't have, a kill feed tell me, oh, you got this guy. I won't always have the AI announcer telling me, oh, congratulations, you've completed the objective. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to bomb a rough area with, with any ordnance or strafe it or whatever, try to get it on target, and then I'm gonna have the guys on the ground, which would be JTG, Jack, Martin, whatever, and they're gonna have to tell me, did I hit the fucking thing or not? You have a lack of feedback, up to, lack of feedback up here in a realistic situation. So this is where, the cooperation and, attention to detail comes into play here with Arma, because Arma is a game that is designed for you to actually be able to do these things, and this is why people like Arma. It's just that yes, you want to play Arma. You need people. You need lots of people to make this sort of shit work. So you need people who actually care about the game just as much as you in order to do the things that you want to do. But I'm not seeing any smoke, boys. It's kind of, I think pretty sure it was that area. Okay, the objective's still active. They're there. Okay. Actually, this is even harder to do than actually playing with, playing in cooperation with people, because I would be able to, radio call these people and ask them, are they still there, guys? And they would tell me, no, they'd tell me, no, they're dead, or 2, they're still shooting at us. So I don't see any gunfire, any tracers or anything. I don't see anybody, and obviously I can't see any people because the speed is one thing, but also the object draw distance, which I have turned all the way up, of the engine is just gonna get in my way. I will not be able to pick out people that quickly because I can't fucking see them because the engine doesn't render them quickly enough. So I'll have a fucking split second to see them, but even then, it's kind of a hard fucking sell to get anything done. Oh, that's the ground. Woo! Ah, damn it. Well, it was training, guys. Little low. It's always the fucking downward passes. So right, there is an autosave. So there's that. So yes, we do that here and not in the JTG server where the Phantom actually requires resources and us doing things to unlock those resources. So I whoopsie doodles, I clipped the looks like I clipped a field. However, I would think that the A-10 could probably survive bouncing on the ground like that. It is kind of designed to do that. That's why the engines are up where they are, so you can kind of belly the plane, but the ordnance on the wings probably would have been damaged. Okay. Where the fuck are we? Oh. Right before actually engaging that entire shit show. Okay. And that's a missile. Okay, so now we're back at the beginning of that shit show, so we're just gonna restart, the actual attack mission. But funny enough, I'm all fine and dandy, and then I get to the one thing that I need to do in order to, the one thing that is actually reminiscent of the thing I'm actually going to be doing sometime in the future, hopefully, with JTG and, Jack, and I slam into the ground.
Adventure. A guerrilla group ran into a greenback squad a few minutes ago.
An amazingly fortuitous outcome.
Hiding in an old construction site and yacht club nearby. They don't have enough firepower to finish them off. If you have some ammo left, you could interdict.
Understood, Crossroads.
Right.
I'll give it a try.
So that's that
Once
building.
you get close, they'll designate target positions with orange smoke and their own with green ones. Aim carefully. Do not hit the friendlies.
So it's this very large building over here. So eat shit. Okay. Get some altitude. Maybe try dive bombing, giving myself a little bit more fucking space. Because something I notice about Arma is that the planes do not pull up very quickly from dives. It's probably because I have the throttle fucking jammed forward all the time, but kind of hard to remember that sometimes. Maybe we kind of want to throttle that shit back a bit so we're not racing towards the fucking ground. So let's click. There's that die, but there we go. That was probably on target. There'll probably be less diving overall in the Phantom because I have to basically just line the plane up for the Rio to drop all the bombs, since they actually have a bomb site. It's nowhere near as good as the modern planes, but it's a little bit better than the full fucking analog you would have in a totally realistic situation where you just kind of have to guess. You have to hope to God the bombing computer has the right fucking values put into it. Commissar, oh boy. I'm just sticking around in the A-10, rather the fixed wing showcases in Arma 3 because I kind of want to learn how to fly the fucking planes. Because there are no pilots when we play, well, with JTG and Jag, but we just started playing Prairie Fire, and it looks like we're going to be playing Prairie Fire more often. But there are no jet pilots, though helicopter pilots are also a little bit more, what's the term here? Helpful in because you can transport people, and I'm just here blowing people up, and yeah, we leveled that whole fucking building. How about that? And that's the ground again. Target fixation! Commissar, thank you for resubscribing, sir. 40 month. Those are some big fucking numbers, but thank you, sir. Welcome back. But yeah, so that pass actually leveled that large building in that area now, so that was the first one. See if we can look around for any more smoke. So that pair is probably dead and quiet. So, any more smoke? Anybody? I still see smoke down there. I still see something orange. It's here, so. Okay, that's the mouse sensitivity getting to me. Because the turning isn't really it's not smooth, as you can see here. It's kind of, if I want to make a slight adjustment, it might be the sensitivity, but there's a lot of compliance and over and under steer when you're maneuvering like this. You can't really, with a mouse and keyboard setup, you can't really gently press this, gently, swing the nose of the aircraft around without really fucking gently doing it. And now my view seems to be stuck forward. Why? I'd like to take my head, I would like to get my head away from the dashboard, please. Please? Please. Okay, there we go. Okay. It was locked from the, whatchamacallit, from the right mouse button indicator, rather than right mouse button control. That locked it forward, which was interesting. Okay, so. What do we got here? Well, I can look. Yeah, we're going for guns. We don't have any other ordnance aside from the guns. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna level that one fucking building on the road, that one. That's the impulse again. Fucking pump that building full of lead and tear it down. Seem to be hiding in that. But hey, the multifunction display actually working. I look down and it tells me, you have this much shit on your aircraft, dumbass, and none of it's dumbfire ordnance. Unless you want to start dumbfiring Sidewinders into a building. I am that stupid, but that's not quite what we're supposed to be doing. So let's acknowledge the constraints. Okay, so where the... Oh, there. Fuck that building. I hate that building. It's an ugly building. It's lowering the value of the land. Ah!
Raise those buildings to the ground. Guerrillas can move in to check it. Over.
Great work, Avenger. We'll let them know.
Don't you have air brakes? I do. So that's the throttle, and that's the air brake. I should be using that more often, but one thing I clearly have to learn is throttle management here, because I kind of forget that the engine's on full fucking blast. But the A-10 is not a fast airplane. Go ahead, smartass. Dumbfire your AAMs. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. Whatever. You know what? We still have targets of opportunity out there. We've got air-to-ground missiles. I don't think we're gonna be able to hit anything with dumbfires, but hey, we'll just pretend that the Mavericks are bullpups, right? Bullpups. Also, I did have some AP rockets. I did have one. Duh. Okay, so, right, so...
Avenger, the guerrillas send their thanks. Job well done.
Just your normal average A-10 pilot, just, loitering around an area, blowing holes in people in huts. Though this is a, somewhat modern Mediterranean island, but when we go to the A-10, it's gonna be people in huts. Let's see, do we have any? I see white dots on the road. I see a white dot on the road. Can I target the white dots? I see them. Are they enemies? That's an enemy! Whether that's a target I can lock onto. Is it hostile? No, that's actually a friendly. Let's not light up the friendly. See, I don't have any, like... This is kind of dangerous, because I don't have any IFF information at all. Like, they gave me a designation for a vehicle that I have never fucking seen before, and there is no Blue 4 Op 4 fucking designation on the radar or on the HUD either. So that's a little fucking silly. You think that they would be broadcasting some form of IFF. Actually, it looks like our friendlies have actually pushed up, and they don't need anybody's help. There's these guys. Those guys that we killed before, they're dead, so we shrieked a bunch of burning hulks. So it looks like, yeah, our forces have just kind of waltzed up and killed everyone. Good job, guys. Oh well. So I guess we're going back to land. Okay. Here's the runway. And we're gonna start slowing down now, because we're going way too fucking fast. Throttle down to, and let's try 30%. 30%, speed brakes out. Yeah. Keep braking, but... So, yeah, let's get to about 300. Let's use War Thunder logic here. About 300 or 310, somewhere around there, right? Right, good. Gear down. Flaps down. And that fucked with the chat window. That's great, but that's not what I wanted. Good lord. I just hit Control mouse wheel down, but you know what that also does? That adjusts the font size in Firefox, Windows, Chrome. All the chat is very, very tiny now. But, there we go. That was barely on the line. That was a little bit short. That was, a little close to just knocking out the pole, the landing lights at the end of the runway. So that was maybe a little bit too slow. So, hang on here. I gotta do this because I can't fucking see the chat. I need that. Clearly, I'm gonna find a new keybind for that. Right. So, okay. We're on the runway. We go to the end of the runway, and then we park the plane. And then mission done, and then we can see what the fuck JTG is doing. But, as you can see, Arma is a fairly, well-functioning game for this kind of thing. You can get some enjoyment out of this. It's just that, well, you kind of have to rely on mods and, external, user-designed campaigns to get any kind of detail out of this. Those are kind of janky. And also, Arma 3 is not a very stable running game. So, the performance is kind of lacking. Like, I would say that this is harder to run than fucking MechWarrior Living Legends. Like, it's harder to run than the, incredibly unoptimized Crysis 2 engine. So, the CryEngine 2, not Crysis 2. That's a running CryEngine 3. Because that's not confusing at all. But CryEngine 1 is Far Cry, so that's not even Crysis. So, coming a little fast at the runway there. But there are some multiplayer servers, but fuck knows, well, you have to go look into that. I haven't had time to. So you can get some decent things going with, just playing Arma, drop in, drop out, I suppose. But the game really shines when you're actually playing with a bunch of dedicated people to, actually do things, and you're never going to get an experience like, you're never going to have an experience like War Thunder, where you could just walk up to the game and start playing. This is why this is what makes me frustrated as all hell at War Thunder, because War Thunder has such amazing accessibility, and then the game's shit. This has kind of everything that I want, however, the game's not all that accessible. But here we are.
Avenger 1, return to base.
So, slammed into the ground once. Not bad. Good lord, the fucking sensitivity. I'm gonna have to look at that, because the sensitivity is actually really useful for mouse aim, for, like, putting the nose on target, but, you step out of it, and then all of a sudden you can't do shit. So, okay. Your brave actions and excellent skills have greatly improved our tactical situation and prevented the enemy from launching a counterattack. The initiative is now fully in our hands. Mission complete. Great job, player one. Right. Oh, what did we kill? Okay, your kills. Orker, Circuit, that's the artillery piece. That's a truck, I think. That's BTR, big tires around. It's an APC. Recon Marksman, 1. Officer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We killed a medic. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I guess that's just the vehicle. So 30 people. We killed 30 people plus unfinished building. Big. Wow. Wow. An empty, unfinished, abandoned building that was being used as a hard point for, an enemy there. Wow. Enemy units there. Wow. That's a big stain on our record there of 30 kills, several vehicles. But okay. Well, there you go. We died once. But, it was training. So, we die here rather than, in an area where, in a situation where we can't easily replace it by hitting, load game. But, see, I can do this if I try hard enough. It's just that, playing the Phantom is going to be incredibly hard in comparison to what we just did, because this is using modern technology where you have all this wonderful, auto-targeting instant death equipment, and, I didn't use thermals at all, because I'm not exactly sure how to access that view on the the A10 here. I'm not even sure you actually get that view, but I know drones get fucking thermals and night vision and all of this other shit. So we have a lot of modern accoutrements that we will not fucking have while flying the Phantom over Vietnam. So I accept these constraints, but oh fucking god, it's gonna be a lot more annoying than mashing R and looking at the ground and firing a missile that does all the work for me. Modern technology. It's so good, but in order to do things that are really meaningful, you have to put it down. But, so, that's enough of that. We could do the jets, but let me go see what's going on with Martin and Jack and we could probably make a smooth transition over to Vietnam now. But, may do this on stream more, or you may see me flying the Phantom in Prairie Fire, or, or I may just practice in a corner quietly. But, I'd like to learn how to fly aircraft in Arma, so maybe you'll see that. I blame you for getting me into Ash Arms balls. Dancing Fool, I take that with a note of pride, because I got Dancing Fool into a game that isn't even in English. It's either a really good game or I did a really good fucking job, and honestly, it's kind of half and half, I want to say, but right. Also Ash Arms. Probably play more Ash Arms. The PE-8. Yes, PE-8. Dumpster bomb. Right. And also, Dancing Fool. Bombers, heavy bombers and Ash Arms are fucking amazing. They just do everything. You only have to support them, to the most basic degree, and they just kill everything on the map. But anyway. Not quite sure that we're responding to comments. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. I'm gonna mute everything and then go double check with Martin to see what the hell is going on here. And then, we'll probably be back playing Prairie Fire if everything is going well. If not, they've all abandoned me and they don't want me there, well, I guess we could go play Go play more jets, or we could actually play Ash Arms, or we could big brain it and fly jets and Arma while playing anime girl games on autopilot. The future. Right back. Oh, while I'm figuring this out, they apparently need me. But while I'm figuring this out, and Dancing Fool, super duper pro tip because I spent like 3 days doing this. If you go to, I think, World 4 1, World 4 1 Map 2, that map drops T1 heavy parts on completion. You need like 20 of those to build her. So you need a heavy tank. There you go. So I think it's 4. Yeah, no, it's 4. World 4A map 2. So 02, I think. So there you go. I help. I wish to assist people in their suffering with tales of my own suffering, grinding fuckloads of parts to upgrade T1 heavy. Jesus goddamn Christ. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they need me. I walked into the room and the assessment of the situation was fucked. So, it looks like we're going to Vietnam. So I will be back in just a second. Let me restart stream and we'll continue playing Prairie Fire. Back to the real war, the old war.